Joined here at the Thornbury Surfacing Stadium with Chippenham Town manager Mike Cook. Gaffer, 1-0 defeat tonight to Tonbridge Angels after such an encouraging performance the last time out against Slough. Talk us through that one, mate.
I just don't think we were anywhere near where we needed to be. That tempo that we had in the last game, I thought, Slough came here with a game plan that they were going to attack us. That probably suits us a little bit more. You could see from the first minute today that they were just getting 11 behind the ball. They would have been well happy without anything but a draw. I think they would have been well happy with that. And to just concede the one goal from one shot that they had is disappointing, to say the least. So we've got into a few of them in there, and it's got to be a little bit better. But I just think inconsistency is part and parcel of when you've got a young group, and I'm trying not to be too harsh on some of them. I thought Ola came on and done well tonight as well. I was more disappointed with the creative players tonight, because we didn't do what we'd said that they would do, because we knew they were going to come and do that. They had a tough game on Saturday. It was made for us to go there and attack them, but it is difficult when teams come and just get 11 behind the ball from the first minute. So but they got the goal, we didn't, and because of that they win the game.
Yeah, they look like they certainly did their homework, Tonbridge. Looking at the videos on us, particularly from the Slough game, I think Jordan Young tonight, every time they sort of crowded him out as he tried to cut inside out left foot and make things a little bit dangerous, just couldn't really bring ourselves into the game creatively, like you said, and unfortunately we've fallen foul of that. Contentious moments, they happen in games of football all the time, but it's a little bit different, as you can probably see from around us now, that the weather being the biggest contentious point of it. And obviously we got the opinion of a few supporters around the ground as they were sort of heading for the exits, thinking that the game was going to get thrown out. How about you guys over on the bench? I mean, you can see now that it's still incredibly foggy here tonight, and did it play a part on the night?
No, I don't think so. I think, when we went down their place and it got cancelled after Zeb got us a goal, it was very similar to this, and the referee just called it off straight away, and then that was disappointing when he did that. And so for the referee to give us a few more minutes up to half time probably saved the game for them in that respect, because they got the goal in that time, and obviously the weather lifted a little bit for 10 minutes. So I can't really blame the fog, to be honest, and it's just disappointing after the game that we just played against Slough, and then you come here with expectations up and you just don't quite perform like we should have, to be honest.
One thing that we certainly can blame the fog on this evening was the real talking point in the first half. I know obviously from where you're situated it was going to be a very difficult one for you to look at, but I know you've got eyes around the ground. The ball bundled almost seemingly into the back of the net off Dan Griffiths from a corner. John Henley's cleared the ball in amongst the fog, no one could see it, the linesman's not been able to see it. Have you got eyes on that, Mike? Have you seen whether it did or didn't cross? Because we've heard 50% reaction from different people all across the ground. Yeah,
Griff said he thought it was very close to going in, but he wasn't quite 100% sure, and I think if he's like that, probably didn't go in. We just didn't create enough chances tonight, didn't get in behind them enough. And so we were just playing lots of possession in front of them. I think the stats in the first half was 65-30 something, I think it was, and we just didn't create that sort of killer touch to get in there. I think there was only Callum Gunner that got in behind them with one little sliddy ball in from Geordie that gave them any sort of problems, really, and that was that's not us, really. We normally create a lot more than that.
Speaking of creativity, it's going to be the question on everyone's lips, as I'm sure you've probably already faced a few times this week already. Ricky Aguiar pops up on the bench for Swindon against Port Vale at the weekend, so naturally that loan's come to its conclusion. I'm sure you would have been on to Swindon about getting him back, but seemingly going to be a few complications now in terms of getting that back sorted, certainly before too long. I think they say about a month before Swindon are going to start reassessing. We certainly look like we missed him a little bit tonight.
Yeah, we did. He's been a great player for us, and part of the deal is that they go back and try and get into that first team, so I'm happy for him in that respect. It just leaves a little bit of a hole with us, so we've got a few irons in the fire with a couple of the local clubs, but they're not willing really to let him go until February. So it's going to leave us a little bit short with experience and a little bit of quality for the next week or two. But things look a little bit better for February if they all come in after that as well. But I'm hoping if we can get Cameron Hargreaves back as well for next week, because I think he gives us a little bit more quality in midfield on the ball, and he's one of those that can rat around as well. So and it allow the more creative players, I think, to get forward a little bit more and fill in those roles that Rick has been doing for us.
Absolutely. No game this weekend, Mike. Obviously Saturday is our day to sit down. We would have been playing on Saturday against Tonbridge last week if it weren't for their exploits in the trophy, but our next game now is on the 25th on the Tuesday night against St Albans here at the Thornbury Surfacing Stadium. It doesn't seem like a million miles ago, Mike, that you and I were stood in St Albans talking about a fantastic performance, very unlucky to pick up all 3 points, and for most people's memory, still probably one of our better performances on the road. So despite the fact that, the inconsistent form coming in with a massive win at Slough and now obviously dropping to Tonbridge, we've still got to be looking at St Albans thinking, there's something in that for us.
Yeah, definitely. And they're a good team and they've got some good players. I don't think they're going to sit 11 behind the ball like Tonbridge did tonight, and I think it's going to be a bit more of an end-to-end game, which would suit us down to the ground. I think that they've got quality up front, and you've always got to be aware of that. I mean, tonight with our back four, really they didn't have much to do. They won their headers, they won the tackles. There was no last gas tackles in and around the box, no emergency defending, and then that's the night that we need a few more of the creative players to step up. So that was probably the most disappointing thing of the evening, to be honest.
Absolutely. Well, Mike, it's very cold out here, and I say we are about to get swamped in the fog as if we don't move quite quickly and get into the bar. So we'll let you crack on and get on with your game plan for the St Albans game, and hopefully we can get back to winning ways.
Great.
Cheers,
Thanks,
Mike.
Sam.
Thank you.
Cheers.